A growing number of Starbucks stores are filing for unionization across the U.S., with now over 50 stores petitioning to unionize. Here now is Yahoo Finance's Danny Romero, who's joined by a Starbucks employee. Danny?
Thanks, Alexis. And like you said, we are joined by Ky Fireside, a Starbucks barista in Eugene, Oregon, where there are now 4 stores that have filed for unionization. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So Ky, what are the reasons that are fueling your store as well as the 4 other stores that want to unionize?
I think the biggest one is that Starbucks has always called us partners, but we don't have any say in any decision the company makes at all. And we think that unless we are able to unionize, that we will never get any sort of seat at the table.
Yeah, and going off of that, Starbucks has made quite a few changes, right? They've hiked up some of their wages. They say that they plan on doing so again. What is the missing piece? What can Starbucks do better?
Honestly, if they just had a way to listen to us, to ask us about making these decisions. I know they say that they're raising wages, but I'm still making less than the hazard pay that they took away 2 years ago. They really don't consult us regarding COVID safety or any other matters of safety in the stores. So really, we just kind of want to be able to be there and have those conversations with them. And right now, there's just no avenue for us to have those conversations with anyone at the company.
Yeah, and Ky, has your store called on Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson to sign the fair election principles? What is that, and why is that really important?
We've done that, as has, I believe, every single store that's filed. So each store that's filed has written a letter to Kevin Johnson. Whether he's read them or not, I don't know, because he's never replied to us. But the fair election principles are just a short list of ideas that say, hey, be fair with us. We're asking to unionize. Don't fight us on unionizing. Don't union bust. Don't waste a bunch of time when we're trying to just come to the table with you. Partners in Buffalo that filed in August only just now got to start having their contract talks 2 days ago.
Yeah, what are you most concerned about, knowing what you know, what's going on in Buffalo? And obviously now these 4 other stores, now it's progressed, right, across the country. What are you most worried about in regards to making that signing, if you do end up unionizing? What are you thinking about? What are your concerns in regards to that?
We've tried not to focus too much on individual things that we would want in the contract, just because I think that's going to deter from the ultimate goal of being able to sit down with them. That being said, the 2 issues that I hear the most from people are wages and COVID safety.
And I guess, why are we seeing a younger generation really move toward unionization? I think that's an interesting side of this as well.
It is. I don't know if I'm young enough to comment on that. There are a lot of people at our store that are in their 30s. This isn't a job that's staffed by a bunch of teenagers, although we do have some of those as well. I think that we're really acutely aware of the fight that the labor movement has had over the last 100 years. And we don't want to lose any of the ground that our predecessors gained. And we've seen that with right to work and everything else that's come along since the first big labor movement. We see these incremental losses, and we don't want to see that anymore. We want to get back to a point where workers are stronger, and we have a huge workforce. Our strength is our numbers.
Yeah, and to wrap up really quickly, last year Starbucks opened their first cashierless cafe in New York City. Are you concerned that the company could move more in that direction following the big union push that's going on?
I'm not terribly concerned about that, because the company focuses so much on us making connections with customers. And we do have 1 store in our district that is a similar model. It's mostly online ordering and people come and pick it up. and we haven't seen that that's negatively impacted us at all.
Well, thank you so much, Ky. That was Ky Fireside, a Starbucks barista in Eugene, Oregon, and I'm going to toss it back to Alexis.
All right. Thanks a lot, Danny Romero. We appreciate that conversation.